Morning everyone, welcome to Bonsai Expression. Now after the last video you've seen all my trees are just higgledy-piggledy everywhere, so I thought I'd do a quick video today and just show you how I've got it sort of set up. Now I did say I've got two of these polytunnels. Unfortunately the other one was so badly rusted I couldn't actually make it work, so I went out and bought a new one. It should have been delivered yesterday and still hasn't turned up, still waiting. So when that gets made, actually when it gets delivered and it gets made, that is going to sit right there. So I'll have one here and one right here, and that should do us for over winter until we get the nice big greenhouse over here. That's probably going to be sometime next year, but for the time being I'm just going to show you how I've got everything else set up, and hopefully you like it. As I say, this shouldn't take too long. I'm going to give you a quick whiz around the garden. So a couple of trees just here lying about, because these ones and all my tropicals, so all these ficuses here and here, sorry about the little bit of a mess. I watered the trees last night and it got dark, so I couldn't bother putting the hose pipe away. But as I say, these ones are all coming in the house. I've got a nice little plant room going on here, so that'll be my plant room. All my tropicals are coming in, so these are coming in as well. I've got a Buddhist pine, can't remember the actual proper name for it, a sarissa, and we've got another ficus there. But oh, and the two lemons as well, they're probably going to have to come in, as well as that, which is a clementine, so they'll come in. Everything else though is staying out. So we'll start just over here. I've got two small fruit trees. I think one's an apple and one's a peach, and then I've got the little ashes down here that we collected from my garden. I call it a garden, but it was more of a rockery out front. And in the little polytunnel I've started with the smaller Chinese elms. I did a cut back on a few of these just to make sure that they fit inside for the winter, and as you can see I did quite a big one on that one. And then I've got the pomegranate just at the end there, which is looking quite nice. If I move over in, you can have a proper look at that. So that is looking pretty decent now. It's got some nice growth on it. It's getting chunky. I did remove the two low branches at the bottom either side, give it some shape. We've got some Chinese elms and an ilex towards the bottom. Got a little olive growing here, my cuttings. Side note, that Cotoneaster with the terrible roots, I think I call it Cotoneaster disaster or something like that, didn't survive, although I do have a load of cuttings. So that is a Chinese privet, and then we've got Cotoneaster, another Cotoneaster, a couple of maples, probably won't make it, and then a Cotoneaster at the back. More Chinese elm cuttings, Japanese holly, Chinese elm cuttings. I've also got a fig tree at the back here as well, which is pretty cool. More elms. I've let this one grow wild because I want to get it growing fat. Now if you're wondering why, let me get out here, my apples as well. Side note before I carry on, these apples absolutely delicious. If you're wondering why it's sort of crowded at the back there, the weather is starting to turn now. We are in mid to late September and some of the nights are getting pretty cold. So what I would like to do is start putting some of the trees in here and extending the growing season. I want to get the other one over here as well. We'll be doing that, getting them shut in. Round here, this is what I'm going to call my maple corner. So I've got most of my maples here. The way the sun comes over from this side, I get a nice shadow going on here. So best place for my maples, nice crowded, nice shaded. So as you can see, a little walk through. I've got a little oak down at the back there as well growing. That is a pyracantha. I don't think I've had that on the channel yet. In the move, I noticed I did a video, that was one of my 15p maples. The other one of that has gone missing, as well as a couple of other trees. Nothing too major, the ugly field maple that I did a video on, but I think someone had been in the garden knowing we were moving and pinched a couple of trees, which is unfortunate for myself, but luckily nothing of importance in terms of really good development ones. That's just a Kojo Mayan development. Another maple there, that was just we were in the garden centre and it was going in the bin, and they give it actually for free. it was nearly dead, and I've had it for a couple of years now. More maples. This, you've not seen it, but this is a pyracantha. It was 9 foot tall. I chopped it, and now it's got one big leader going all the way up. And the idea of that is to help thicken and transition from the stump to the actual leader. We can make a tree out of it. This one here, you can have a guess what that is. That's an azalea. I've got my apple over here from seed. We do need to pot that in a bigger pot. It's now developed and it's established in that pot, so we can go into probably this one actually. Nice big pot, let it get some growth on it. The Mugo pine's over here. It's actually developing really well. It's grew roots out the bottom. Cascading Chinese elm looks absolutely fantastic. And then for those of you that are asking, this is the oak I dug up. It looks as though it's not doing very well. I've cut most of the dead bits off, although it has died off to around about here. There's life living all the way down here. So the tree's naturally done what I was going to do anyway, which is give it a big chop in a few years. So hopefully it makes it through this winter, and if it does, it'll sprout next spring, and then I can actually do some work on it. If not, learn my lesson, dig up roots at different time of years. This absolutely beast, as you can see, let me move out a little bit. Look at that. Excuse me. This is my cedar forest. It's looking absolutely gorgeous from all angles. It's got some really nice growth on it. The blue cedar atlas. My little cotoneaster we did a big chop on recently. It's got lots of growth putting on it. We do need to give it a little trim, get it back into shape. Got some nice growth towards the top, and it's got a couple of extra branches we can work with as well and develop, which is nice. Just some couple of little Chinese elms here and here, and then going back we've got I think it's called a witch elm, and I've got one here as well. So we're working on those. Chinese elm, pretty sure I've had that on the channel. The hornbeam we did a repot on. I just let it go wild again. The top is here, but it took a massive, as you can see, I just did a chop as well on it last night, but just to try and restrict some of the growth. But that's actually a branch, and it's taking over the leader. Chinese privets. My awesome hawthorn we designed. It's looking pretty snazzy so far. My oak, nice big leader on it. And then just round there, now this one I am disappointed in so far. My larch, if you see, the top part's died off. Everything's died back on it, but it does have some growth towards the bottom. If I take you in, I've got damage on the roots as well. Just there. I think I might have tightened this a little bit too tight. We've got the ginkgos, Portuguese laurel, my other ginkgo, Chinese elm. This side I've got a big Chinese elm growing in a pot. This was in the polytunnel. Again, just want to grow this out thick by just leaving it. And then over in this section, just all my other trees, just neatly surrounded. So Chinese elm, this one was grown from a root, so if I get you in nicely, you can see the lower part, so there was the root, and everything else has been grown off it. It's looking very nice. Twin trunk Chinese elm, can't really see too much of it. If I get you in, you might be able to see it proper. Needs a good trim. Chinese privet, Chinese sweet plum. I didn't realise how many Chinese elms they had. Again, cuttings, just they take really easy from cuttings, and that's all I keep doing. My Chinese elm at the back there, root over rock, that we recently worked on. The Japanese larch forest we got from Andy. I've got a gollum forest there. The hibiscus. Chinese privet. This one is my cherry. The other ginkgo. I can't remember that. It's something like a Sirigum. I don't know. I can't remember. Leave a comment in and know if you can remember what it's called. My little sweet plum. Another pyracantha. Skeletor there chilling with my awesome cotoneaster from Halloween. It needs a really good trim. I think we'll get onto that soon. My cheap forest, which we put together, doing really well again. Hornbeam. My larch forest, doing really well. This tree over here, you can see, doesn't look too good. It's still alive and it's got buds, but it got some sort of like infection or attacked by bugs or something, and everything sort of died off. But it's still alive and it's going back well. So no dramas, but everything else doing really well. Got the other larch. I took the wire off this, it was digging in, but I do need to rewire it up and to get it back into position because it didn't hold completely. It's now leaning. I've got another Chinese privet here, which is really nice. I like this one, just needs a bit of a trim. Slightly overgrown, slightly overshaped. There's my nice big privet there as well. Check that out. Just in the back. This Chinese elm is the wrong way around. It should be that way. But again, overgrown, wasn't a shape. You see the shape of it just in there. You went a bit closer. English privets, another Chinese elm, which is actually started from a big one. It was cut back and then it grew this nice big leader, and it's sort of weeping. I do like the way it's done, it's drooping, so I'm just leaving it. The other larch, the one I really like, still need to get round to do something with. And then the eBay Chinese elm, and then we've got some miscellaneous stuff just over there. But generally that's how it's all laid out for now. Not doing too badly. Show you my privet properly. It's had a bit of sun scorching from the previous house. So one side looks a little lighter than the other. That's just from the sun, not through a lack of nutrients or anything like that. And then this side's more green. Looks a bit weird, but yeah, that's doing really well. I really like that tree. So a nice quick video for you. And there's Hoot. Anyone who's not new to the channel, my daughter got me this as an experiment. Apparently if you put big birds in your garden, it keeps the smaller birds away. Side note, it doesn't. My moss keeps going everywhere. But anyway, nice little video. That's my setup for so far. Once I get that other polytunnel over here, I'll start moving some more in, get it set ready for winter. I'll put most of my trees that are susceptible to the cold in there. Most of my Chinese elms as well, because some of them are a bit finicky. As probably you guys know if you've got Chinese elms. I'll get my maples in there. What else are we getting there? I don't know, we'll get quite a lot in there. And then as I say, in the plant room we'll get all the tropicals. Anyway, if you like this quick video, please do give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment. You know, we're in the new place. We're getting set up. What do you reckon? Don't forget, eventually, we're going to have a greenhouse in that section. Big one. Can't wait. Excited for that one. So, see you again, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Catch you in the next one.